What's up, y'all? This is going to be my first YouTube video in a long series that I'll be doing. But yeah, the main content of this channel is going to be like basically just fantasy football content, fantasy content in general. But I want to start off with doing something that I've already been like undertaking. And I'm basically going to take y'all through, I'm going to do a weekly series review of my best ball drafts for baseball, and then I'm going to do the same thing for football. And with football, you're going to get a lot of in-depth content, in-depth analysis of like the players that are coming in each season. I think I have some really good takes, some really interesting takes, and I think I have some really good insight and use to, predict who's going to be good coming out and then leverage that in order to build some nice fantasy football rosters or just have good opinions in general for football. So the channel is going to be mainly a football channel, but I thought I'd start it off with doing something I'm also really interested in, and that's baseball content and showing you guys, what I'm doing and giving you updates like every week basically on the status and something that I think I have a pretty good shot at. So the big contest in baseball is the Dinger, and it's a $10 entry fee for $100,000. The first place best ball contest. If you know anything about best ball, you know it's not managed, so you just draft a team, and after that, there's nothing you can do, and then it automatically picks your highest performing players and then puts that in a lineup for you. And then obviously the more points you score, the better you do. You're in a 12-team league. Top two advance to the playoffs. Then after that, slowly advance to the finals. So I did 65 of these, $10 entry each, and doing pretty good so far. So my goal is a 20% advance rate. So if I can get 20% of the teams I drafted, so if I can get 13 out of the 65 teams I've drafted to advance to the playoffs, I did pretty good. It was my first year doing it. A lot of my drafts weren't the best. I had a couple of mistakes, and we'll get into that. But I think I have a really good chance. I think I had some solid processes, and I'll just get into it. So as you can see here, I'm pretty broke. I'm not a big spender. I got $50 on my account right now. That's just sitting in there, and I only put 65 entries in, so $650. But I'm not doing too bad. This might be a rags to riches story. And if I hit it big, then this would be the first documentation into that. So let's just get into it. So basically, with best ball contests, and in whatever the sport, I don't really do NBA that much, but at least with baseball and football, there's sort of a min-maxing that goes on that really there's certain players or certain types of structures you need to target because you're really trying to like spike. You're really looking for a ceiling and the highest points that you can get because it's weekly scoring, and you're not really looking for consistency per se. I mean, that would be nice to get, but you're really looking for like high spike performances. So you really need people to get you the most amount of points that you could possibly can get in like a short condensed amount of time. Not really trying to accumulate stats, if you can get what I'm saying. So in baseball, the biggest thing is like home runs. Home runs drive the point scoring. You need home runs. The guys that hit singles, doubles, and even like steal bases aren't really as valuable in this format. And then for pitchers, you need strikeouts. Strikeouts are the king. But the way that it's structured, like the position, there's like different levels of positional scarcity and positional depth. So that kind of drives like how you want to draft. But I mean, you know, I'm not really going to get into all that because there's a lot of people way smarter than me that knows exactly when you need to draft, knows exactly how much of each you want to draft. I'll just tell you the typical what I did in 100% of my drafts, unless I completely messed up the process. is 7 pitchers, 7 infielders, 6 outfielders, or 6 pitchers, 8 infielders, 6 outfielders. So I only took 6 outfielders. And that's because the outfield position is really, really thin. It's like super top heavy. And then after that, it really falls off. Pitcher is the deepest. Like you can push that back, and that's what I did. And I'll talk to you guys through that. And then infielders is like solid all around. You know, you really can get infield. It's really strong at the top. Find really good value in the middle, and then there's still some guys late that you can grab. But let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with the pitcher because that's the biggest deviation that I had, I think, from a lot of people. Is once I found out the optimal structure just by doing research and stuff, and the one thing I'm good at, especially in baseball when I was playing DFS as well, is finding really good value pitchers. And the good thing about this is, like in DFS, like even if you find a guy who, you know, is underpriced, he still could put up a stinker, but he could still be a good pitcher. But over time, I think if you could identify talented pitchers over the long haul, and if you get them at value, I think that could be like really good. And over time, you know, they'll start performing how you intended them to. So I'll just walk through the pitchers at first because there's a guy at the very top that I really, really like, and that's Cutter Crawford. And as you can see, I have him at almost 50% on my teams. I just was smashing Cutter Crawford. He was going at like ADP like 260 something, and then he just at the end he was getting pushed up. So I was grabbing him about 175. But I really, really like him. He's got a really good strikeouts. He doesn't really walk that many guys. Let me see if I can pull up my. I want to see if I can pull up my custom stuff that I was looking at. Fangraphs, my typical. Now let's see if I can pull up my pitchers one. Let me see, Fangraphs. Batting. It's fine. I'll make it real quick. So this is what I do basically when I'm trying to figure out the player takes, like what players I want. And it's pretty simple. It's nothing really special. I've been doing this for like so long, so let's just put in Crawford. And then we're gonna just do 2023. Cause that's what I was looking at. I was using just last year's stuff. I know people lose multiple stuff. And then if you want to do this, I'm just going to tell you right now, use projections. Like projections are king. I don't use them just because I don't have the money to pay for them. Like I said, I'm broke. But if you really wanted to take, just use projections. Like everything that you could think of, it's already baked in. Just find somebody who you can trust and who you respect, and that you think they have all the right inputs. And then just use projections and make your decisions based off that. But I'm just gonna, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take all the stuff that I care about. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care about any of this stuff. Well, I care about some of the stuff I'll do it myself. Okay. So, just want innings pitched. And then I like to use the plus stats. I don't know why, just visually I like it more. Strikeouts, walks, ground ball percentage. Because if they're hitting ground balls, they're not hitting home runs. Where is it? Where's ground ball? Oh, it must be Statcast or batted ball. Ground ball percentage plus. There it is. Don't want that one. And then I want swinging strike rate, which is batted ball. No, it's not. It's should be like plate discipline. Yeah. Swinging strike rate. So innings pitch and then Sierra. Innings pitch walks, ground ball rate, and then Sierra, which is like field independent pitching, but it like uses Statcast. So it's just a one catch all number. So instead of using ERA, then you use field independent pitching, which takes into account BABIP, which is like batted average of balls in play. So it removes the luck factor of like you just a bunch of bloop singles on you, screwing you over. And then Sierra takes that one step further and then uses like your batted ball data, so your hard hit rate, fly ball rate, ground ball rate, stuff like that, and puts it all in the one number. And so basically, I'm just looking to strike out a lot of people, walk a lot of people, high ground ball weight, stringing strike rate, and Sierra. There's a lot of other stats, but I used to use those things like home run per fly ball rate. I used to use stuff like, what else did I really like? Like if you could force pop ups, like there's an infield fly ball rate percentage. Like stuff like that, like super niche stuff, but I feel like there's just a lot of noise in that and it doesn't translate from year to year. So I've learned to just kind of simplify it and only use the stuff that really translate. And then another thing is just using velocity. So just measuring like velocity increases or decreases depending on what you see in spring training. But even then that can vary based on the season. So these are the basic ones I use. These 6 right here. So looking at last year, compared to like where he was going, this doesn't look right. Hold on. So K rate, walk rate, innings pitched. And Sierra. I feel like there's one other one. Oh. So I would use like barrel rate or like average exit velocity again. So we'll just throw those in there, but again, I think those are a little bit noisy, but I'm still gonna use it. So let's just do barrel percentage and then average exit velocity in there. Yeah, okay. So, just to give you a visual of what these numbers were, so the average would be 100. So average K rate would be like 100. So he's like 10 units above average when it comes to striking out people, and he's 20 units below average when it comes to walks. So that's really good. Strikes out more people than average, walks less people than average. His ground ball rate is kind of low, but so that's kind of a negative. But he doesn't get hit hard. Only a 7% barrel rate. I think the average is like 8.9 or something like that. And then average exit velocity of 87.8 is really low. Anything under 90, and that's really good. Then the Sierra under 4, and then the swing strike rate of 12.5. I really like that. 13% or higher is what you're really looking for, but I really like that. And then the people that he was getting drafted around didn't have these like peripherals. Like if we go to let's see, if I just go to a team, just go to one of my teams, let's go to this one here, and you look at the draft. So this is me drafting out of the 6 hole. This is one of my good teams. I don't even think I got him in this one. Oh yeah, I did. So this is when I took him really high. So he was originally going like around here. Like this is where he was going, like in the 200s, and like Jack Flaherty, Aaron Savale, Yusei Kikuchi, J.P. Sears, Seth Lugo. Those are the guys he was kind of like going around, and he had a lot better peripherals than a lot of guys. So for example, I would take him way over Brian Bell. Like if you compare him to, which they're on the same team, like if you compared those two to each other. Brian Bella, his K stuff isn't even close. So they walk about the same rate of people, but he strikes out way less. He is a better ground ball guy. Everything else is similar, but Sierra is a little higher, swing and strike rate is a little lower, and then the K upside, which really drives, the fantasy points in here, was a lot higher. And originally, like when I first did my research and I looked into him, where is the draft? Um, he was going way after him. Like he was going around here where Luis Sereno, Kyle Bradish, who's hurt, is going. DL Hall I really like DL Hall, but man, he's looking like trash. I kind of messed that up. His velocity is down for some reason, but he had just got announced that he's in the rotation. But I'll just walk you through this one, I guess, because this is kind of how I was drafting. So my strategy is push pitcher as late as possible. Now this is back when I was really pushing pitcher. Like when I first started, my first pitcher would come around here, like the Tyler Glasnow spot. Now he got in this draft, he fell a little bit. He's just going around here where Tariq Skubal is going. I think his ADP was like 55 or something like that. So he was going around here. And that's when I was taking my first pitcher. So around round 5 when I first started, because I really love Tyler Glasnow. Like I think if he can stay healthy, he's like Cy Young candidate easily. And then Tariq Skubal, he stood out. I thought they were the two standouts and the two guys I must have after like this top range. Like I never took any Spencer Strider. I never took any Corbin Burns. I never took Zach Wheeler, Pablo Lopez, Kevin Gausman, Luis Castillo. I have 0 of them. I have one share of Zach Gallen. I have one share of him, Zach Gallen, whatever. I have one share of him, but that's because he fell really far, and I scooped him up. But other than that, I didn't take any of these guys, and that's because I did not like them, but I thought the opportunity cost of taking a pitcher here versus taking one of the outfielders or infielder spots was a lot higher because I think there was more value late for pitcher than there was for outfielder. Anyway, but my big strategy was take guys who hit a lot of dongs and great offenses and then stack them up like crazy, like smash stacks. So, like, for example, here I started with Yordan Alvarez. I took him above ADP. Like, my favorite guys to take, and I didn't get him enough. If I got the one-on-one, it's Acuna smash, Juan Soto smash, and then Otani. I got like everybody else, got a little bit afraid of the gambling thing, so I started like not taking him. I started taking Mookie over him, but whatever. I didn't get enough at 4. I really wanted Mookie. He went crazy the first week, those first 2 weeks of the season. Judge, I love, and then Alvarez. I faded the mess out of Fernando Tatis just because I really didn't like the Padres offense. Like I took a lot of Ha-Seong. I like some of the Gaga songs. Now I took a lot of Ha-Seong Kim in the middle rounds. So I thought he was a really good value, but I did not like the Padres, and I could be wrong about that. They're starting to heat up a little bit recently. Like Machado's playing a lot better than I thought he would be, but it's still early. They couldn't prove me wrong. But I was down on Padres. I didn't take any Tatis. I didn't take any J-Rod because I hated the Mariners' offense. Also, could be wrong about that. And then I preferred Alvarez over Kyle Tucker, even though I love Kyle Tucker, just based on the power. But Kyle Tucker, he shows he can have power. So I had no problems with taking him. And then I kind of faded Corbin Carroll. And then I faded a lot of these infielders. Bobby Witt Jr. is making me pay. But I had him a lot in like dynasty leagues, like home leagues with my friends and stuff. So I'm fine with that. He's amazing. And then I took Spencer Strider at the back half, even though I said I wouldn't take pitcher. But I did because he was like my hero pitcher. So I would take him and then not take anybody for like until like round 10. Because I really was trying to leverage the fact that I knew a lot about pitchers. But that obviously backfired. But there's nothing you can do about that, Injuries happen. That's another reason why you push pitcher. He's like, pitchers, like everybody else says when I was doing my research, pitchers are like the running back of baseball. Like, you really want to push them because the injury risk of theirs is so much higher. So you are really taking a risk by putting a lot of draft capital in those guys. But anyway, I also faded Corbin Carroll, even though I like the D-backs. Can't really explain that. But my favorite two-man is like in round like 5, 6. You can go Christian Walker, Ketel Marte back to back. Well, and that's exactly what I did here. Like about halfway through, I started to realize like Christian Walker goes here, and then Ketel Marte kind of slides back to you. Like, that's kind of hard. And it feels so good, that double click right there, because you really want to maximize like outfielder. That double click right here, that was like so sexy. Just to click both of those back to back, that felt really good. Anyway, I'll just talk you through this team because it's kind of how I drafted all of them. And then I'll just go through my exposures and then show you some of my best ones. And then that'll be it. So like I said, started with Alvarez. So then I immediately queue up Astros. Take all the Astros that fell to me. Let's just go through here and see the guys that I really liked. I really like Freddie and Matt Olson. I faded Austin Riley. Didn't hate him, but there's guys I like more. Mike Trout was a smash. I took him a lot early, and then I just stopped taking him because I fell in love with like Nolan Jones. I kept pushing Nolan Jones. Oh, what happened was I was like, I have to take Corey Seager wherever I can get him. He was like, he's my favorite player. I think other than Acuna, because I'm a Braves fan. Other than Acuna, Corey Seager is my favorite player. I think he's like the best hitter. Like one of the he's a way better hitter than I think he's like top 10, like top 15 hitter in baseball. I think, and he was going really low, and he's in a really good offense. It's going to be really good. I think he fell because the injury concerns. I think he had a herniated disc or something like that. And so I was kind of taking him up here in the 20s where Mike Trout would go. He went early here, but usually Mike Trout goes around here. But that was so stupid. Like Mike Trout's so good. People were pushing him like, I don't know. I got a little bit of him, but I could have got way more. Kyle Schwarber, I like faded Vlad, and then I took a lot of Dallas Garcia. Again, I was heavy on the Rangers. heavy on the Braves, heavy on the Astros, heavy on the D-backs, and heavy on the Rays. Those are like my big targets. Those are the guys I thought would be really good. And then, yeah. And then I loved Marcelo Zuna, Brandon Nimmo. And we'll go through those too. So anyway, I took Alvarez 1. I prioritized outfielder and then kind of prioritized stack. So I went Jordan Alvarez 1, Adolis Garcia 2. Got the stack with Marcus Semien there. And then I double stacked again. So I smashed 4 Rangers back to back. Got the 4 Rangers stack with Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, Adolis Garcia, Marcus Semien. I really like that with Jordan Alvarez at the top. Then, like I said, I went Christian Walker, Ketel Marte back to back. Boom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I got my 5th outfielder with Jorge Soler just for some power. I could have went pitcher here. If I did, I would have grabbed Joe Ryan. I don't know, but I just stopped doing that for some reason. I don't know. Like I first, like I said, I started off taking pitcher like right here. Tariq Skubal, Tyler Glass. Now those are my first 10 drafts. Like that's my first pitcher. Then it started to go with, okay, my first pitcher is gonna be Freddie Peralta, who I got a lot of. The Jesus Lizard, Jesus Luzardo. And I think that's it. I skipped Grayson Rodriguez, and I'm looking stupid for that. I skipped Cole Reagans. I look stupid for that. But so my core at first, it was like it's Tyler Glasnow, Tariq Skubal, Freddie Peralta, Jesus Luzardo. Like, that's my core. But then I pushed that because I really like some guys in this range. And that was the Justin Steele, rest in peace, Bobby Miller, Joe Ryan, Zach Eflin, Mitch Keller, Merrill Kelly. That, Hunter Green, Chris Sale, Joe Musgrove, Hunter Brown. Like, I love those. Like, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 pitchers from round 8 to 10 that I fell in love with in that range. Not to mention like Freddie Peralta, Jesus Luzardo, those 2 guys that I would take early. It's a little weird. Freddie Peralta's ADP was in the set like 77, like right around here, and so was Jesus Luzardo. They were like back to back 76, 77. Anyway, so I really started smashing. Okay, my first pitcher is gonna be Joe Ryan every time. So when it hits 90s, I'm taking Joe Ryan here in the 8th. That's what I did every time. And then by the very end, I got super confident in myself because I found late guys that I really liked. And those guys were AJ Puk, which is looking like a mistake, DL Hall, Griffin Canning. There was one more. Lewis Varland for the Twins. At the very end, I saw he got put in the main lineup, and I thought he was passable. I don't know what I was thinking. And I just got wait. I kept saying like, Seth Lugo. I was like, I could just push pitching. Like there's so many good pitchers here. I could really push it and try to min max and get a lot of like get the best outfielders possible. In retrospect, I should have had a more balanced approach and should have stuck with like my first pitcher either being. I mean I still Tyler Glass now Tariq Skubal. It's a little high. I think I still liked getting a exposure to a couple of those guys, but I think I really should have been like Freddie Peralta one, Joe Ryan two. That's my 1-2 punch, or at least Joe Ryan as my first pitcher. He's the guy I really like. Like Joe Ryan, I don't know what people were smoking, but he's way better than where he was going in his ADP. Let's see, like Joe Ryan. I'll compare Joe Ryan to who's the guy that I faded. Framber Valdez always goes higher, and Zach Gallen. I'll put those three in there, and I'll show you. Like their ADPs around here. Joe Ryan went in the 90s, 40 picks later, 3 rounds later. Tell me why. Tell me why Joe Ryan's going later. Who strikes out the most people? Joe Ryan. Who walks the least? Joe Ryan. Ground ball rate, not the best. Exit velocity around the same. Barrel rate around the same. Who has the highest swing and strike rate? Joe Ryan. Who has the lowest Sierra? Joe Ryan. Now I will say the Astros and the Diamondbacks are projected to get more wins than the Twins, so I can see that being a reason. Because quality starts, which well wins are a big part of scoring as well. So you really need pitchers on good teams as well. But like to me, that's an absolute travesty. Like why is Joe Ryan going that low? So he should have really been my anchor, and I really could have pushed that. But anyway. Back to this. I took Jorge Soler because I really liked him. I found out that I liked him late. So I was kind of pressured into taking more of him, so I got exposure. And then my first pitcher was Mitch Keller here at the 102. I kind of regret that. At the time, I remember I regretted that because I was like, oh, the Pirates aren't going to win that many games. Joke's on me. Pirates are good. That's a great pick now. I got Chas McCormick to pair with Jordan Alvarez at the top. Bailey Obear, another pitcher who is huge. I didn't even know he's like 6'7". He was looking pretty good. Josh Naylor, staple. Will Smith, staple. Eugenio Suarez to stack with the Christian Walker Cattell Marte pick. Then I grabbed Cutter Crawford, Christopher Sanchez, who is another beast. Aaron Silva. Like this is where I think I'm gonna really beat people here. Because I sniped up all the good pitchers. Another stack and then 2 more pitchers. So let's just go back, run through the exposures real quick again. So Cutter Crawford really like, Hunter Green really like, Joe Ryan. You see these guys, and when I was looking at other people, my ownerships are kind of flat. Other than pitcher, I think I made some stands. My ownerships are kind of flat. That's another thing that I kind of regret is really having some strong takes on players. But like my inferiors, my maximum amount is like 29%. I don't have anybody over 30, and I really think I should have been more aggressive on getting the exact guys that I like. But I kind of more built it around stacks and stacking up teams and taking what I got and then finding the best players in those stacks. But for pitchers, I had a real good sense of who I wanted, so I just grabbed them. Hunter Green, he walks a lot of guys, but he throws 100. K rate's amazing. Joe Ryan, like I said, 32. Christopher Sanchez, and then Nick Pivetta, I think was a smash, but he's injured right now, but he should be coming back soon. And when he comes back, I think my rotation would be really set. So like my staple is Cutter Crawford, Hunter Green, 3, 4, 5. These are my top 5 highest pitchers. And I think these guys are really going to carry me. Like I think I have 3 hits for sure. Crawford, Ryan, Sanchez. I think these guys are going to be really good this year. But I think Hunter Green I know he's going to strike out 17 guys at some point. And then Nick Pivetta, Bailey Obear, we'll just look through the rest. There's Glass now, like I said, Freddie Peralta. These guys were really high on my list, but I kind of fell off of them late when I started taking a lot of this dude was ripped. That's going to suck. And then, here's the rest. DL Hall, Tariq Skubal. Nick Lodolo, that's going to be a smash. He looks amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much my pitchers. I'll just scroll through the rest. See some guys. A guy that I really wish I took more of him. I'm such an idiot. I don't know why. It was just even I was like, how do we know that Yamamoto is just that much better than him? But for some reason I didn't take him. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Anyway, infield, my top two, Josh Naylor, Yandy Diaz. They were super underpriced. Like Yandy Diaz is hitting 190 right now though, but I'm so confident he's gonna turn it around. Like he's too good of a hitter. He's batting leadoff on the Rays. Like Josh Naylor, he's playing really well so far. But there you go, my guy Corey Seager. But this is nothing really that crazy. My biggest stands are Naylor, Diaz, and then I got a lot of William Contreras, Will Smith, everyday catchers. But other than that, like this is just stacked. All these guys are just like stacked up. I really didn't take a big stand in the infield. I just paired somebody with my outfielders early, or I grabbed Corey Seager. That's all. And then I grabbed Josh Naylor, Yandy Diaz whenever they were available. I really like them. And then the outfield is like, I think, another one of my biggest advantages. And this guy right here, Marcell Ozuna, like, Keith was falling too far. I think people don't like him because of like the domestic thing, which, I don't blame you. But if you're trying to win, he's playing, I'm picking him. It is what it is. This guy can hit, and he can hit really, really well. And he was going in the 50s, and like on the Braves, like maybe best lineup in the league, them or the Rangers, coming into the season. And I don't know, that's an easy smash. Like he is gonna carry my teams to victory. I think he's got an OPS of like over 1,000. So I mean he's got eight dingers already. Really like that. And then Evan Carter, Texas. Brandon Nimmo, I think he was a really good value at where he was at. Nolan Jones, I don't know. I fell in love with Nolan Jones late. I don't know. Don't ask. I won't say. Don't ask. Adolis Garcia going nowhere. So I did pretty good on my Mike Trout exposure. I did pretty good on my Mike Trout exposure. So I'm happy about that because I think he's going to have a really good season if he can stay healthy. And then after that, it's more Braves. Don't ask. He's not even. Don't ask. Teoscar Hernandez, classic. If I got Shohei Ohtani or Mookie Betts, I'm taking Teoscar Hernandez. That's an easy click. And then after that, yeah, it's just stacks. It's just stacks. Lourdes Gurriel, he carried me through the beginning of the season. And so yeah, that's pretty much my portfolio. We're gonna go through every week to see what happens. So right now I've got 160. I got 16 out of 65 advanced in that, so that's pretty good. I'll just talk you through some of my best ones. So this one right here, 4 Texas, 3 Arizona stack, sitting pretty good right now. And that's the one I walked you through before. Mitch Keller. Let's see. Mitch Keller, Bailey Obear. This lineup, Christopher Sanchez had a monster game earlier. 10 Ks, got the win, got the quality start. This guy's nice. I think he was really slept on. Got great pitching out of him. Got great pitching out of Seth Lugo. Look at these guys. They're going late and they're putting up monster performances. Really, with the pitchers, you need 40 points is solid. 40 points is solid. I'll take 40 points every day of the week, and I'll let my bats carry me. And these guys did really good. I'm really happy with this. And then my infield, Ketel Marte, Marcus Semien, Christian Walker, Jeremy Pena, Josh Naylor. Like, we looked at this already. Doing pretty good. Ketel Marte, smashing. That's gonna be a smash. Let's see. What else? What are all my other good ones? Is this a... Let's see. Let's go through it. That one's at 1950. 1921. What's this lineup? Tariq Skubal, Jesus. This is one of the earlier ones, so I took picture early. A lot of these are the same, so I'm not going to run through these too much. But yeah, these pictures I all got late. And then Jose Altuve, he's been carrying me as well. He with an Alvarez. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on these. I'll keep you updated where we are, what's going on right now. The big thing is the Braves are kind of off to a slow start offensively. If they pick it up, I'll start doing a lot better. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think. And that is it for my first video.